Well, folks, thin is in, and the bezels, well, they are out. And Samsung may have finally built the foldable we've been asking for since forever. Welcome to a new edition of Tech News, this time on a Tuesday, and I know it's been a while, so let's make this fun as we quickly cover Samsung's biggest mobile tech event of the year with confirmed news. Let's go ahead and jump in. Now, first things first, the event and the launch timeline. Samsung is dialing back production on its foldables this year, scaling down from 1.38 million units to 1.18. And as you would imagine, with this shift here, we've seen a suspiciously high number of leaks of the Z Fold 7 here, alongside Samsung official video teaser in preparation of its marketing pushes. This is a big year for the Galaxy Z Fold. And oh, that official date is July 9th. Of this year. So make sure to reserve today. I'm gonna have the link in the description so that you can start stacking up on those savings, starting off with that free $50. Make sure to hit that link in the description. Now, big year for the Fold, starting off, for example, with design. And this is your first real-world look at the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and what it's gonna look like. And yes, it's every bit as, sleek and slim and spec'd out as the leaks have been promising. Now, if you've been following Samsung's foldable journey, you might remember the Galaxy Fold SE, which was exclusive to the Chinese and Korea markets. Well, there is no doubt here that the Fold 7 was inspired by the SE. Personally, I see the Z Fold SE as kind of an experimental phase, right? That's just my speculation. Now, in these hands-on clips here from the Korean YouTuber Desinza, we confirm just how super thin the Z Fold 7 is. We even have a real side-by-side here with the Z Fold 6 to put things into perspective on just how insanely thin this device is. And with that, of course, this puts the Fold 7 in line with its competitor like Honor or Oppo, except Samsung's software and UX are just light years ahead of those competitors. Samsung only needed to catch up on the hardware. Now we're looking at a 9mm when folded device and 4.5mm when unfolded. It's literally, a hair thicker than the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and also happens to be lighter than the S25 Ultra, meaning, yep, we now have a foldable that is lighter than most traditional slabs. We have a new Armor aluminum frame and Gorilla Glass Victus 3 for, that super strong combo on this device. And it's set to be, the strongest combo on the foldable. The hinge is still a dual rail floating mechanism, but it's now stiffer, suggesting a better flex top control and, even more durability. Now, moving on to displays here, starting off with the cover display here, it's set to be much more usable, given that it's now standing at 6.5 inches from the previous 6.3, still that dynamic LTPO AMOLED 2X with that 120 hertz, for the refresh rate, and also that super high resolution. The device now opens up to, my goodness, an insanely large 8.2 inches display, up from last year's 7.6, with a whopping, and this just kind of blows my mind, a whopping 95.1 inch screen to body ratio. In a situation like this, might as well call the bezels non-existent. You do get that foldable dynamic LTPO AMOLED 2X, also super high resolution and PPI. It's pretty simple here, right? You can see that Samsung is making zero compromises. They are throwing the entire kitchen at this thing here, plus this new sleek profile also comes with a redesigned USB port that sits nearly flush with the frame. I mean, when I saw it, I was blown away. It sits very flush with the frame to keep a minimal and, I don't know how to call it, that super clean look. The camera bump, though, it's thicker than before. In fact, it reminds me of what we have on this guy here, the S25 Edge. And that's on purpose because we finally have new and improved cameras. We now have a true flagship grade main sensor. So far, the leaks are pointing to that 200 megapixel lens, better low light performance, and AI power HDR fusion. The leaks are also pointing to an upgraded 10 megapixel telephoto and 12 megapixel ultra wide. And clearly the increased bump and sensor layout tell us that Samsung is going, all out on the Fold series camera. And by the way, if this is your first time visiting the channel, welcome, of course. Please do me a huge favor, hit both the like and the subscribe button there. I truly appreciate that. But anyway, so something interesting happening with the cameras here is that for the first time since the Galaxy Z Fold 3, Samsung is ditching the under-display selfie camera. The visible punch hole camera is back, and let's be honest here, who was using the UDC anyway? I don't think anyone was using that, except maybe for Samsung themselves. Now, we do have reports that it's being replaced by a 10 megapixel lens, and some reports are even claiming that it's still a 4 megapixel camera, except no longer UDC. I guess we'll have to see. Moving on to what's under the hood here. The Z Fold 7 hardware is, expected to reflect Ultra series quality. So it boasts a Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, the most powerful chipset on the market right now, and it is set to offer 45% more power. It's going to be more efficient, it's going to be faster, better AI, multitasking, thermal performance, and so much more. And oh, guess what? You're going to love this. One UI 8, which is sitting on Android 16, is going to see its debut with the Galaxy Z Fold 7. What I'm essentially saying here is that Android 16 is going to be early, like 3 months early than Android 15 was, and we'll see that launch alongside this phone here. Additionally, we'll see, some more exclusive foldable first features and so much more in the skin itself, in One UI 8 itself. Now, let's go ahead and talk battery, and yeah, things get interesting here because this has been subject to its own share of controversies, right? Samsung didn't increase the battery size. We are still looking at a 4,400 milliamp power. It's a dual cell setup, but performance is set to improve significantly thanks to the platform, and that is what's being reported. But on a personal note, I would have loved to see a new gen or a new type of battery, but hey, that's just me. We're gonna have to wait and see what they come up with, or how it performs, how long it lasts with this new device here, and I'm all for it. But anyways, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and stop here. And again, as I mentioned, make sure to hit the link in the description so that you could go ahead and reserve your device and start saving money. You get that free $50 along with other trade-in, discounts and deals and all of that stuff. So make sure to hit the link in the description. It's no commitment. You're not committing to buy anything. Anyways, I'm certainly hoping that this was informative. Let me know what any questions you may have in the comment section there. I'm going to catch you in the comment section like I always do. Also, make sure to share this video if you know anyone who would be interested. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Make sure to like. Did I say that already? I'm going to catch you in the comment section. I'm also going to catch you in the next video, maybe in the next episode of Tech News. Up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.